hear me, then you can help us. But we're going to go on Instagram Live and then try and see how to walk around that. Okay. Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. We're just trying so hard to get our guests on Facebook Live, which seems to almost be like an impossible task right now. But we're going to go on, and so thank you, Mrs. Sami Orugbe, for honoring our invitation this evening. It is indeed a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for accepting to do this. I know you're very busy. So Mrs. Sami Orugbe, Young Sami Orugbe, is my sister, my friend, and she's an old woman in this business of marriage. She's been in this institution for over 30 years, correct?
Correct.
Exactly. So she's been in this institution for over 30 years, and she is not just in that institution, but it's also very key to the conversation that we're having this evening, which is really about intertribal marriages. She is in this intertribal marriage for that period of time, and so I am sure that beyond just having the experience herself, she's also had the opportunity to speak to as many people as possible. She's had the opportunity to encourage other people. She's had the opportunity to give advice to a lot of people on these issues, and so she has the experience to be able to have this conversation with us. I have seen you, and I'm trying to see if I can send you that invite on Facebook. I can see you. I'm not sure that on. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm looking out for the invite myself. If only I could just see that.
Yeah.
So I can.
But if you on your end, yes, if you on your end can see maybe the request to join, perhaps that could also help
that's
from
what
your
I'm
end.
looking out for. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen
Yeah,
such
I'm not.
request. Yeah.
I haven't seen anything as well from this end. I don't know what the issue is, and I'm also trying to get it on another device so that. So, thank you for all of you that have joined us this evening. I know we have a lot more. I'm sure a lot of people also. So typically the problem is a lot of people don't know that they have to join on Ha.dTalks, at Ha.dTalks on Instagram. I'm not using any of my personal pages on Instagram for this, just the Facebook page. So if you're joining on Instagram, is at Ha.dTalks. Ha.dTalks at Ha.dTalks with Ine, and that's where we are using this evening. So if you are able to connect on Facebook, perhaps that will help while we're still struggling to get our guest on the Facebook Live. I have no idea what the challenge is with having to get a guest to come on Facebook Live. So, Mrs. Onugbe, can you just tell us what has been your experience? So perhaps you want to start from the very beginning. Where are you from? And where is your husband from? And maybe not in full details, but, how did he, talk to you, that knowing fully well that this was going to be an intertribal marriage and you accepted to be in it? So maybe a little bit of background can help us. For our guest on Facebook, trust me, I am trying to see what I can do immediately. I'm working on that to get her on to come on that Facebook. So just give me a few minutes I'm getting one or two people to help us work on it. Yes, Mrs. Orumbe, you can go ahead,
Okay,
please.
yes, thank you, Ini. Thanks for having me here. I'm quite excited to be here. I don't even know that I'm not going to be one of the most boring guests you ever had, you know. Okay, so my husband and I met about, okay, I have to count now. We've been married for about 33 years. We met about
33 years.
yes,
Oh,
33
okay.
years. We met about 7 years before then, you know. So
Okay.
that meant, I mean, that we dated, courted for 7 to 8 years. And
Okay.
yes, in the course of courting, honestly, the issue of tribe never featured at all. It never ever featured.
Hmm.
I can see my daughter on here. She said, "Oh, I want to hear this," as if she doesn't know. You know, so it never featured. I mean, this was just somebody I met. I mean, we gelled. I fell in love with him. He very rascally at the time, but I kind of knew that he was the one.
Okay.
Don't even ask me how. You know, I just knew, and a lot of at the time, the idea of dating somebody that was not from where I'm from wasn't an issue for me. I'm from Akwa
Yeah.
Ibom State. My father was from Akwa Ibom. I mean, Efik speaking Akwa Ibom. My mother was a core Efik woman. So you can imagine that kind of conversation at home. And I mean, you know, you always say, you know, I mean, you are from there yourself. So you do. I mean, you know, there's just a way Efik people deal with, right? So it was like we are the cultured ones. Everybody else is Ras, kind of. So when my husband, when he was coming to our home then, you know, just
Yeah.
trying to befriend everybody, you know, struggling guy, trying to, you know, edge his way in. My mother would ignore him completely. I mean, he was just like a personal non grata. So if he came in, she was in the living room, she would just answer him normally, not really acknowledging,
Anyhow.
you know,
Hmm.
just being polite. Oh, so then I remember when, and she never asked me anything. I mean, is this guy even serious or not? She never asked me until when he proposed to me, and I said yes. And then he had to now come see my parents. At the time, my dad had retired and gone back to Akwa Ibom State. So my mom was the one here. So he now came, you know, to the house and told my mom he wanted to see her. And she had this blank look on her face. I mean, as if, yeah, can I help you? So
You.
he said, so he said his name was so and so and so. He's been coming here, you know, to see me. He wanted to tell her that he would like to marry me. And my mom's response to him was, "But I don't know you."
Hey, wait.
I mean,
Oh,
he had been
sis,
coming to
just
the
wait.
house forever.
Just, just wait. Just wait a bit. Oh, I don't know how we're going to do this. Our guests on Instagram are not, you know, they are not connecting at all because we can't get you on Instagram, on Facebook.
Okay.
This is such a huge challenge.
Oh gosh. Oh, okay. Well, continue. No, I don't even see that invitation. And if I invite
I don't
them,
know. Ade, can you tell us what to do?
I mean, do you know what we can
For
do?
whatever reason.
I'm on. I can see her on Facebook. I don't see an invitation from her to join
Yeah,
as
so
a
that's the
guest.
challenge because
I don't
we're
see.
trying to get, yeah.
I don't see an invitation.
I don't know why it's not sending the invitation.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I don't know
So our
why.
guests on Facebook really need to connect.
Yeah.
And that's the challenge. So
Wow.
Facebook, while we try to log in again. So sorry for that.
From Facebook, I need to go off and try and.
Okay, so sis, you can go ahead while we're still working on that.
Okay, when we will come back. Okay, so where was I? This
Okay,
gist.
so by the time he came to meet your mom, that,
Yes. So
yeah,
he tells my mom that
he
he
was
would
interested, he wanted to marry
yes,
you.
yes. And I mean, her response was, I mean, but I don't know you, and that,
Wow.
I mean, he tells me that threw him off completely because, as far as he was concerned, he had really bonded with everybody in the family. And so, I mean, so he now started stuttering and stammering, and all that. So, but then I think one of my older brothers came to his rescue and, told my mom that, I mean, of course she knew him. She was just being difficult, So, and then, she told him that, well, she has a dad, you have to speak with her dad and this and that. And really that's how it started. And I remember clearly that at no point did either of them, talk about the fact that he was not an ethic person. Yes, I mean, that would have been ideal.
Okay,
But
so was he living? So did you guys meet in Lagos or
no.
because you
We
see
met
sometimes these
yes.
things also have, you know what I mean?
Yes. Yes, we met in Port Harcourt, while I was in school and he came for his NYSC in Port Harcourt, and then
Okay,
post
okay.
his NYSC, I had to come to Lagos to do some internship. We continued, and so, but for the most part of it, we were not in each other's space like that. We were not in the same town, so there were a lot of love letters, a lot, so many of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay,
by the way, he's
so
from Delta State.
he's from Delta State. So he's not
Yes,
even Yoruba.
no, yeah, but with a Yoruba mom who clearly had a very strong influence on him. So if you meet my husband, he
Uh-huh.
comes across first as a Yoruba person than an Agbo person.
Okay, okay. So what was it like? Okay, so we've seen from your own perspective. So what was it like from his perspective? You going to
Um,
see his parents and
yeah,
everything.
yeah. Well, even while we were dating, it was clear to me that his family, not necessarily his mom or dad, but like aunties and all that, and
Mm-hmm.
cousins, I believe that there was a preference, for a Yoruba person. So in terms of really warming up to me, not many did like that, at least genuinely,
Okay.
Yes, but his siblings, real siblings, were pretty nice and warm towards me. His mom was. His dad was warmer, but I think maybe for his mom, maybe maybe she was hoping that it was a fling, and that maybe it won't last.
Okay. So what made
So
you feel like she felt like, she wasn't very, she kind of, was nice because like, okay, he's a friend type of thing.
yes, I feel so that she didn't really open up so much to me as I
Okay.
felt,
So
she
I'm
could.
back on Facebook. So please try and
Okay,
see if you can come on.
okay, okay, yeah, see that?
Um, so if you send me a message or something, and then I can now work on that.
What message?
Like a chat or something.
Okay.
Because the funny thing is, I can't
Mm.
see you to invite you.
Mm.
Your name is not coming up.
Mm. But you
Okay,
see
so
do you see
wave.
my
Can you
chat?
send me? Yes, I've seen your chat. Can you wave to me? Can you send me a wave? Not you. Send me a virtual wave.
Oh my God, that was so funny.
Okay, send me a virtual wave, and I think we should be able to get this on. If you can't do a virtual wave, um, I hope it's not your device that is not allowing me to bring you on camera, because someone else just waved. Someone else just waved, and and he's saying to me, bring them on camera, you know?
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Someone else just waved. Okay, so I'm going to send an invite now. I've done that. Okay.
You can see somebody waving. Chinenye is waving.
Exactly. Chinenye is waving, and he says, bring them on camera. So that's what I'm trying to see how. Thank you, Chinenye. Thank you so much for joining. We're trying to get our guests. We've been on this for like, oh my goodness, 30 minutes trying
honestly,
to.
it's so. I feel so sad about this.
Oh my goodness. Add viewers. So we're trying to do this, and it's really not. So, but I need you, if you could wave to me, because I can see you, but it's not asking me to bring you on camera. So that's why I am.
I can't even, I mean, what? I can't even see what's this?
And I've sent you an invite as well. I've sent you an invite. Yes, I've sent you the invite. So I think perhaps maybe it's the device you're using for the Facebook.
Maybe.
Perhaps it's not allowing you.
Oh, no. I don't even see
Yes, because everybody joining, I can see them, and I could easily bring them in.
I can't see the wave.
Hello, Zoe. Thank you so much for coming in. We're having trouble. Our guest is right there, but we are having trouble getting her on.
I should try using my other phone.
Say you should, yes, try your other phone on Facebook. I think that might work. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you for joining. I'm so sorry we're still on this, but we needed to be sure we could get our guest on. Our guest is here, but we're trying to get her on Facebook as well. On Instagram, we're fine. It's fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for those of you that are on. Thank you for bearing with us. This is a very important conversation. I don't mind using 2 hours. Fantastic. I think I say you now. So let's do this. But how come it's not allowing me add you? So again, that's the problem. It's not allowing me add you at all. So I guess it's maybe your setting. It's not allowing me add you. So now I can see you, but it's not allowing me to add you.
Yeah, just like on the other device. So this is so sad for those on Facebook. Oh no.
It's not allowing me to add you.
But this is what I did yesterday, though.
Yeah. So I can see you now, but it's not asking me to allow you. That's the problem. It's not allowing me to add you. Yes, for those of you on Instagram, thank you. Thank you. Yes, we can see both of us on Instagram. But on Facebook, so sis, you need to check your permissions on your Facebook, because that's only when it can allow me to add you. Your permissions are not allowing me add you on Facebook. On Facebook, thank you so much for joining us. Our guest is here. We'd already started. So it says select allow anyone. So thank you, Ade. Thank you for helping us through this. Your mom she's 61, I'll be 62. She's an old woman. So they are technologically, they are analog people. Yes, Zoe, you can head on to Instagram and you can see us, but we really have a lot of people on Facebook that we need to connect. And sorry we have to, for the delay, but we're going to get this right.
Where are permissions?
So under your settings, you need to go to your settings.
Okay.
And find your permissions. So you can do this.
It's also awkward when you're using somebody else's
Yeah.
device though.
Yeah, I think that's just the challenge because it's your permissions that is not allowing me to add you to the video. Yeah. Um, so perhaps we would have used, the other device for Instagram and then the one we used yesterday.
Yes.
So Ayomide has joined on Facebook and I can see her. Is she anywhere near you because you need to collect from her?
No, she's in Toronto.
Oh my goodness. So Ayomide has joined and I can see bring her on camera. Funke, yes, we are analog people. Sorry about that. Sorry.
Okay. Do you know what we can do? Can I switch devices?
So perhaps.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone on Facebook and Instagram, we are going to, our guest needs to switch her devices so we can bring her on Instagram because we have so many people on Instagram right now and on Facebook right now. We are fine on Instagram, but we can't see her on Facebook. So please, we're going to go off for 2 minutes. She switches devices and we come back. Please, you need to come back on. This is a very interesting conversation she has already started. And it's so interesting to want to hear people's views around this. So just 2 minutes, we'll go off and then we'll come back for her. I am still on Facebook, but she needs to switch devices. So sis, please go ahead. So today we're discussing intertribal, we have the information, intertribal marriages and the in-laws. That's what the conversation that we're going to be having today is on intertribal marriages and in-laws. And we have a number of people that had indicated interest that they really wanted to. I have one of my one of our friends here on Facebook, Mr. Saliu Gegele, who is an Ilorin man married to an Igbo woman from Umuahia for the past 30 years. So it's so interesting that there are people like this, and we have the privilege of having those conversations with them to say, how have you done it? How have you survived it? I'm also married, I'm also in an intertribal marriage. So it will be very interesting to have that conversation and hear from them, and for them to tell us how they've been able to do it, and what are the lessons that we can learn from these people. Excellent. Yeah, finally we have our guests on Facebook. Yeah. Okay, so can you come back on Instagram as well? So it's coming on. Excellent. I'm so happy about this. Fantastic. Yeah! Finally. Oh my goodness. Okay, so you need to get back on Instagram as well. Yes, you are on Facebook. You are on Facebook. You're on Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay, so but we need you back on Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I need to try to fix now. So that okay. So I'm trying to frozen device.
So great. We have our guests on Facebook now. Ayomide, thank you for that. You helped us through that. And then now we're going to have her back on Instagram. So are you able to get that?
I'm trying to now just step back.
So sorry, everyone. Technological challenges. But now, yeah. So we're good. We're good to go. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Okay, have you been able to get that?
Yeah, just about.
Okay. So thank you all for joining us this evening. Sorry about the delay. We had technology issues, and in this day and age of technology, this is part of the problems that we'll typically have. But
okay, I'm back. I'm on IG.
Okay, so you need to come on the live. Are you back on the live? We need you on the
add me
live.
now. I don't see there's no invitation.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Yes, but you see me though.
Sure, I've sent you the request, so we'll get you on that right away. Are you there? Excellent. Yeah, so good. We're on. We're on both now. Excellent. I can see you. Okay, so let's start this all over again for the benefit of our friends that have joined us or those who missed the first part. You've been married for 32 years or you've been with this person for 32 years. 33 years. Wow, 33 years. And he is from Delta and you are from Akwa Ibom with an epic mom. And of course, 60 something years ago you were, or let's even say 40 something years ago, you were.
I've been thrown out of
yes,
Instagram.
I saw that. You were from, I mean, like most of us, from a very traditional home.
Yes.
Of course, our parents in those days, and I say this from my own experience, our parents in those days were not big on tribe. They were not well, again, like I said, this is my own experience as well. They were not that tribalistic. They really didn't mind about tribes. But it's also good to share your experience to say, you know, how did it go? So when he met your mom, what happened? So for the, you know, benefit of those that did not join us from the beginning.
Okay. Yeah, I was telling the funny story that when he came to meet my mom after he proposed and I said yes. I mean, despite the fact that he had been coming to our house,
when
you know,
he came to meet my
for so
mom
often,
after he proposed and
and then
yes.
after
I mean, despite
the
that he had been coming
fighting,
to
I imagine his
our
speech that he had
house,
actually
you know, was so often. And then
my mom
after
just, I mean,
reciting, I imagine a speech that he had actually prepared. And then my mom just, you know, I mean, just the typical African woman. She just gave me emotion and she said, "But I don't know you."
And all that. I mean, where do you go from there?
Absolutely.
You know? So, luckily for him,
I mean,
my brothers,
so I mean, that's
in
what
and,
said. I mean, a
down
speech he had
the whole
prepared
thing.
and all that. I mean, where do you go there? You know?
So she said, okay,
luckily
but
for him, brothers, stepped in and tried to.
So he said, "Oh yes, so yeah, anything but just saying okay because he was like this.
Anything but this cold shoulder."
She said, "Okay, but
he was so
you have to see her dad."
And
so he said, "Oh yes, so yeah."
Anything. Like I said, it didn't initially. I didn't even get a sense that his not being ethic was such a major issue. I didn't get that sense.
And that was how
I didn't get it. And
like I said, it didn't.
They were just. They were more interested
I didn't even get a
what
sense
type
that
of family
his not being
this.
ethic was
in terms of do we have the
major
same
issue.
values?
I didn't get that sense.
I know those days. You would try to check out a family. So immediately my parents heard Agbo. I can't forget this man's name. I never knew him. And the name is Mr.
Values.
That my father used to work
with those days
at night post. Long with check out where the man was now. But my parents now sought him out that, oh no, they're going to find him in Agbo to now search this Orongwe family to find out who they are, what they are about and all that. And I think that is how it used to go those days. Those things. I hope there's no madness in the family.
Absolutely,
people. Because those were the things that were very important to my parents, and that was how it just started. And by the time the parents met, at this time, my mother-in-law had died. So it was just my father-in-law who were dealing with that. He was just an amazing man, honestly.
And that was how it just started.
He was an amazing man.
By the time my mother-in-law had died,
so let me cut you in. Let me cut you in and say so. I mean, we've heard the side of him coming to see your mom and then, of course, your dad. So what was it like when you first met his mom or his siblings? Because, like they say, we know now from sleep, we take they know how die go be. What was it like, when you met his mom? Was she receptive? Was she, or what did you sense in the beginning? Because I always say that, so people always come back and talk about intertribal marriages and say, the issues. And I always say that you would have had a sense of how the mom or the dad or the siblings receive you from the beginning. Now, doesn't mean they won't change as the years go by, but that first initial reaction is always very critical, and I think a lot of young women these days don't pay attention. So how was it when you first met his mom or any of his siblings? What was it like? With siblings is okay, you can always bribe them to agree to anything, but the parents, how was it?
Well, in fairness, they were really warm, when I was introduced to them at different, so it wasn't, a family setting who come in, meet the clan, no. But, for each one, as I met them, they were nice. And his mom, she was a really lovely lady, but like I said, I believe that, well, maybe in her mind, she just thought, okay, let's see how it goes. Not really putting too much into it that, okay, or Moyibo, that kind of thing.
They were
maybe it's just
really warm, when
maybe, but and I got that sense too from like cousins,
so it wasn't
and then some of the half sisters, not so warm, but his direct siblings were really warm. And I remember that my husband's dad was a gem. He was so nice, and he was so nice. So there was no antagonism, and if there was, it wasn't very apparent to me, but I get, but my sixth sense just made me feel that there was that feeling I had that perhaps they would have preferred that he married a Yoruba person.
See how it goes. Not really putting too much.
But you had, you had grown up some bits in Lagos and spoke Yoruba. Did that make any difference?
Well, maybe it did, but and I've always been that person that I don't like speaking Yoruba unless I have to.
Yeah.
Unless I have to. So I wanted to relate to him, in English first.
Okay. Sisters,
right? So that so we don't feel that not so we are doing we are bonding.
His direct siblings were really warm, and I remember
and that if you really thought I was Igbo, then let me actually
be on my Igbo.
Let me really there was Igbo, because
no antagonism. If there was, it wasn't apparent to me, but I don't even know that my husband never knew about it.
There was a day I went to their family home and I think it was when my mom died. Yeah. So a lot to do and all that. And I kept trying to fit in. Okay, allow me to do this. Allow me to do that. It was, kind of fencing here and there.
Okay.
And somewhere in between, somebody just comes and, chucks a broom into my hand and showed me a place to
sleep. Did
and I swear
and I've always been that person that.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Unless I have to. So
what do you think?
I want you to relate
so
to
you had a good experience from the word go.
So
let's take it to say. So how has it been?
We are bonding. Because of language.
How has it been?
And
going forward.
If you really thought I was Yibo, then actually the Yibo. That Yibo, because I remember one. Now I remember, fondly, and I laugh. I don't even know that my husband ever knew about it. Went to their family home, and
I think we got caught off. So let me. Wow.
I kept trying to feel. Allow me to do this. Allow me to do that. It was.
Can you hear me? Sis, can you hear me now?
And somewhere in between, somebody just comes and chucks a broom into my and showed me a place to sweep. And I swept it.
I don't know what the issue. This network issue, man. Yes, I can hear you now. Yes, I can. I can hear you. Okay. So from your experience, you didn't have any, bad experience from the beginning. So for me, and of course, because you didn't have that bad experience, definitely it could not have transcended. But looking at it now, what will you say from your experience? And I'm sure that, you've also done a lot of counseling.
On Instagram?
I think it's frozen on Instagram. So, yeah. I think it's frozen on Instagram. I don't know why it is frozen on Instagram. Yeah, but your connection, yes, your connection is frozen on Instagram. So maybe you just go out and then I will bring you in again. The network is really bad. No, that's on Instagram, not on Facebook. We're fine on Facebook. We're fine on Facebook. It's just on Instagram. Yeah. So I'm just going to try and bring you back. Okay, so as I was saying, while you're trying to come back on Instagram, what from the experience you've had, also counseling a lot of young couples and all of that, what would you say is typically the problem, and what are the things that they should look out for? Remember, like I said, that for most people, from the onset, from day one, you will know that. Like you said, you had a sense that, they would have preferred, but it wasn't something they were big on, but they would have preferred. So it wasn't like something they were insisting it has to be. You understand? There's a difference that those mechanics work differently.
Yeah.
So when you engage younger people, what is that one thing that you try to say to them at any given point in time? And please, for those following us on Instagram, we've been on this for about an hour. So if it goes off, please come back on. We're going to log in again on Instagram. Okay. So what do you normally say to those young people? You have gone off on Instagram, oh, hey, wahala. Yes, I've sent it.
Very, very powerful tool, right?
Excellent. Mm-hmm.
Very powerful tool. And if I knew then what I know now, I know that okay, question, what do I know now? What I know is the fact that with if I love the way Christ.
Mm. 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 Our guest has gone off on Instagram again, so so we'll just keep trying to bring you in again. So sad. Today's own is just something else. Oh, so sorry, so sorry.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
the network. It's just the network. Today's network has been
So
horrible.
if
Mm.
yeah, but I mean today's zone is I'm telling, yeah. I
Okay.
apologize.
Okay, so you talk about having Christ,
Okay, so
having
yeah, so
Christ
like I
as the
said,
cornerstone.
yes,
Yeah. So
yeah,
where is the place of, so
it's
Christ, definitely that's a given. Where is the place of friendship?
yeah,
And remember, we're talking about in-laws now.
yes,
So yes,
yes,
between the two of you, you can have a fantastic relationship. I mean, if
yeah,
you follow the news reports, we've seen incidences of a family that have refused to accept a wife. It has created a rift between the brothers. If you know, I don't want to mention names, created a rift between the brothers.
okay,
And it is obvious that,
wow,
before the mother died, she really didn't accept the lady because she's from another tribe. So between the
oh,
couple, there can be an understanding. You can love each other to bits. You have a fantastic friendship. My husband and I have a fantastic friendship that has spanned, decades, if you know what I mean. But does that in any way change how the in-laws will feel? It doesn't. So how do you deal with a situation? And again, but bending on your experience, for someone who's been married for over 33 years, how do you manage a situation where you saw that they didn't like you from the beginning, but somehow the husband insisted, look, this is the person I want to marry. The wife insists, this is the man I'm going to die for. How do you manage a situation where the in-laws will never like you, even if you've been married for donkey years?
the ideal spouse and all that. I said, you know, I actually assume, right, that if, and I was talking to him now, if you are dating someone, one of the things to look out for is how does the person relate with your sister, Yomide? How does it relate to your brother Olua? And it, because, you know, the person is coming into this family. It's not just two of you. If Ayomide is my daughter, she will laugh, because sometimes I tell her that, it's important that you marry somebody. I say, you know, our family, you know how we are. We are very goofy. We are just into each other's space. So if you marry somebody that wants to exclude you from the family, it's a sign, you know, that perhaps it's not the right person for you. Because, I mean, if the person excludes you, you are already, you know, you are not happy. I said, because, I mean, and I know how my children are, you know, with a larger family, like Christmas Day, we no, you know. So I feel that observe how this person is with your family.
So, you know,
when
kind of build a friendship with the family.
I mean, that my husband would come to the house and he would be gisting with my brother Eugene almost throughout. I mean, so before we big with the family, build a friendship with the family. I mean, how? I mean, the same thing. If you are dating a girl too, I mean, comes in. I mean, she should be able to even visit, even if you are not home and your sister is home. They should be cool.
I think this point that you have made is a very, very critical point that a lot of young people don't consider.
And I think that is where it starts. Those are the things I feel that young people
it's a matter of
can look out for, because
this is who I want to marry, and my family should be able to accept that person irrespective.
To your family,
and I don't think that works. Now, where is the place? One of the things I saw and I have known is that so premarital counseling does not, you know, typically just brushes the surface of this particular conversation. And one of the things you have highlighted, which I wrote down here, is how does this person that you want to marry really, as your boyfriend, as your girlfriend, relate to your family members from the very beginning? So a lot of people don't take into consideration that. And then premarital counseling, even within Christendom, does not go into the in total of, you know, interrogating this particular part and saying, for them, it's more like, well, the father has accepted, the mother has accepted, so every other person can fall down and die, if you know what I mean. So where is the place of premarital counseling?